never said anything about it before. All right, so if you're watching this live, hashtag live for me. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And I'm quickly going to tell you this story about what happened today, and then I'll get into my bundles, and then I got to go to bed because I was asleep. Actually, that's why I'm on so late. I fell asleep. I was just going to lay down for a minute before I did my live, and I passed out. So I've told you guys before, I have fibromyalgia. I also have... well, I knew I could go live with friends. I just didn't know what the requests, like when people requested when I don't know who they are. But I also have, I have a couple other things. I have endometriosis, I have adenomyosis, I have, hey Jen, I have several things that just, when I'm sorry, Jackie, it's rough. That's why I do this business that I do. But like going out last night, and like I was just running all day yesterday, trying to get the kids everywhere. And then, you know, we trick-or-treated for like 3 hours, and it just, yeah, I'm down today for sure. I've been struggling all day. And I do this weird thing, and nobody knows what it is. I've told the doctors about it. And I don't know, maybe, if anybody else has this, please tell me what it is. It's really weird. Every time I tell the doctors about it, they always think I am just really weird, and I don't. So every so often, and it does seem to coincide with my cycle, right? I will wake up in the morning with like this weird burning in my stomach, and it will actually feel like the stomach acid is going to come out, like it's coming up, and so I have to swallow, and I swallow and swallow and swallow, and I'll actually wake up swallowing because I do it in my sleep, and I'll wake up swallowing. And sometimes if I sit up and like let gravity take everything back down, it will go back down into my stomach, but then I'll try to go back to sleep, and then it keeps happening. And then I just feel sick the whole day. Like it's hard to eat anything. It's hard to drink anything. It's just like my stomach is just burning. And it's not as bad now as it used to be. I used to think it was just a part of, Jackie, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was acid reflux because I used to have really, really bad acid reflux. But I don't really struggle with that anymore. When you don't get enough sleep, maybe I cannot, like I've kept a journal of when it happens, right? Because I'm trying to figure out if it's something that I eat. And the only thing, like I said, is that I can get it to kind of correlate with is when, like with my hormones, like when my hormones are surging and stuff. So I don't really know what it is, but it drives me insane because I can't sleep, and then I'm sick all day long. And but then it only lasts, usually when it happens, it only lasts for a day. And then like the next day I'm fine again. My stomach isn't doing it. So I really don't know what it is. And like I said, when I talk to the doctors about it, they have no clue. Because when I've asked if it was part of the acid reflux, they always tell me no. And I've actually never had, like it feels like the acid is going to come up, but it never does, if that makes sense. But I also can't stop swallowing. So I don't know. Anyways, we've talked to him about it, and I've tried acid reflux medicines, and it does not help. And like I said, it only happens like one day a month, and it's not every single month, but it usually is. It's just weird, and it drives me insane. So I guess I could chalk it up, but even like if I take like Tums or something, it doesn't seem, nothing helps it. It just like I feel yucky all day long. Anyways, and I've talked to, like I said, I've been to gastroenterologists, I've talked to like all my surgeons, everybody just kind of brushes it off like it's nothing. So I'll just keep dealing with it again, because nothing I do seems to help. But, okay, Erica, I will. So anyways, so it was a crappy morning when I woke up. Okay, so then now back to my story. My mom told me to take this as a sign, and we probably will. We've been trying to anyway. So I've talked about how Jake and I smoke, right? And we're working on quitting. Hey, Tiffany, but it's a process. I don't know if anybody has ever smoked, but quitting is a process, right? And I did not smoke through either one of my pregnancies, and it was like so easy to quit when I found out I was pregnant. I just quit, and I never smoked another cigarette. But anyways, so we have this jar out on our porch that we put our cigarette butts in. We don't smoke in the house. We don't smoke around the kids. We smoke outside, and we put them in this jar. So Nice, Jen. I'm gonna get there. I really am. I've been cutting way back. And that's the thing too, is I can't just quit cold turkey, right? I can't. So I always will cut back, get it to where I'm having like one a day or one every other day, and then I can do it. So, and I don't like vaping, but I'm thinking that I might have to, because our family business is a vape shop. So I think I'm probably gonna have to go get a vape and see if I can, I hate vaping, so maybe it'll help me to like just quit altogether. But anyways, so we have this jar out on our porch. And last Tuesday, I went to go get my nails done, and I cleaned up all of the butts. There were a couple that were around the jar, like they hadn't made it in or whatever. I cleaned them all up, put them inside the jar. I went to go get my nails done. I come back a couple hours later, and the jar is dumped out, right? And I was like, why would somebody do this? So yeah, if I do, Erica, I will. Like I said, my family, Jake's sister-in-law and brother-in-law own a vape shop here, and I got the hookup. I just have to do it. So it was dumped out, and I asked Jake, I was like, why did you dump that jar out? And he was like, I didn't. And I was like, what the heck? So I went and I asked the kids if they did it. And I was like, did you guys touch that jar? And they were like, no, that's gross. We don't touch that. So then I was thinking that maybe, although it did look like it had been like searched through, I thought maybe the kids knocked it over. But really, I knew that somebody had come up onto our porch and had gone through those butts, right? So then today I was outside, I smoked, I came inside, I laid down for a little bit. I went back out there a couple hours later, and the jar was gone. Oh, I forgot to mention, last Tuesday, so we have a camera in our doorbell, and I went and I looked on it, but it hadn't recorded anything, right? So today, I noticed the jar is gone. I go back and check our camera, and 2 kids came up onto our porch and took the jar, you guys. Oh my gosh, so gross. So clearly they were the ones that had come up onto our porch last week and searched through our cigarette butts, right? So gross. Like and the camera didn't catch their faces. It only caught their backs as they were running away. Hey, Valeria. Hey, Amanda. Thank you. So random, so gross. And so we have this Facebook group for our neighborhood. And so I was like, well, I'll just post this video in the neighborhood group. Sorry, you guys, it's like, I gotta take a drink because the acid thing is happening. That doesn't help. But, so I was just gonna post the video in there. One of the kids had a very distinctive backpack, and so I was like, if their parents are in the neighborhood group, the parents will be able to see this video and they will know that it's their kid. The other kid had a black hoodie on with the hood up. So I was just gonna do that. I go back inside to get some shoes for Penny and so we can go get Lily from school. And as I'm finding Penny's shoes, I can hear voices on my porch, right? So Penny was down here and she opens the door. I told her not to because I don't know who's on my porch, and I don't love that she just opened the door like that. But she opened the door. Oh my goodness, you guys. It is really acting up all of a sudden. She goes, oh, there are people. And I said, who's there? And she said, I don't know. There's 2 guys and they're walking away. So I hurry down and I go out, and it's the same 2 kids, you guys, the same black hoodie, the same white backpack, only now they don't have their hoods on, and I can see their faces. And I yelled to them, I was like, hey, idiots, I have a doorbell camera. And they were like, so? And I said, so I know that you took that jar. And they were like, oh, it wasn't us. And I was, so anyways, they were real turds about it, trying to tell me that it wasn't them, when obviously it was. They had the same clothes on. They were just on my porch. My daughter saw them as they were taking off our porch. And I just can't believe the guts of them. My garage door was open and my car, so clearly we're home, right? The garage door is open. My car is in the garage. But that was stupid too. I need to make sure I start closing that garage whether we're home or not, because obviously people don't care. They'll just walk right in. So at that point, I was like, screw this. I'm calling the cops. They are, I don't know what they're doing. And they